Hi there, it's Phil Binks from Bodoni North America. I'm just going to show you a little bit more about pressSIGN and explain the difference between activation codes, usernames and client names. They're quite different things. So let's get straight into it. So when you first log into pressSIGN, you will be presented with a login window like this. Now the first thing that comes up here, this name here, I like to call it the client name. The client name is whatever you decide to call it on that particular computer. That client name can be connected to any of your activation codes that you have in pressSIGN. So the client name is linked directly to the activation code. This is why I like to actually call the client name exactly what the kind of client is. So in this case, I've got pressSIGN Pro, which denotes that it's a pressSIGN Pro client. But if you had a pressSIGN Trends, you'd probably use pressSIGN Trends as the name in this box. It is not really a box where you would need to put an individual's name. Okay. So the difference between a pressSIGN Pro client and a pressSIGN Trends client is that a pressSIGN Pro client allows you to do everything on the software based upon the kind of user that is being used, but it allows you to mainly measure using a spectrophotometer or a press side closed loop system. The Trends client will allow you to do everything on the software based upon the user type, but it specifically does not allow you to add measurements to the windows. So there's no spectrophotometer measurements allowed with the pressSIGN Trends client. If I just go over to this plus button here, you'll see that it's quite easy for me to add a particular name to the client. So if I had a different activation code, this is really where I would use this particular feature. I would then type in the activation code, and here we enter the IP address of the server part of pressSIGN. So if you're using a client that is on a network and the server is somewhere else on that network, you'd need to put the server address in this box. The port number option also is there. I'm going to just type 5432 just to show that that is the default port number that comes with pressSIGN. And this port number is the database server connection port. So this is needed again if you are on a remote client and the server is somewhere else on the network. It may be that your IT department decides that they want a different port open for security reasons or some other firewall reasons, but the default setting is 5432. The username down here is the actual username of the pressSIGN user. You can have an unlimited number of users within pressSIGN. Those names are set up in the job settings. The initial user, when pressSIGN is first installed, is considered to be the admin user. You can add additional admin users and delete the original admin user if you want to within the pressSIGN settings feature. You'll have to have a look at how to set up users in a user's video. The password again is also set in the job settings area, so each username has a specific password. That person logging in then would then be able to click the login button, and that person would then be registered as the user for that client at that time. Any measurements that are made and stored within the database will go against that username. So that describes the difference between the username, and remember there is an unlimited number of users. Each user, just for your information, can be given different access rights. Again, look at the specific username users video on this site. Each username will have its own password. The name above is the client name for the particular computer. So you may have a couple of different clients that might be used on that computer. So if I go here and click on the three dots, it shows that I have a pressSIGN Pro. That's what I've decided to call it, but I could call it anything I want. The activation code and the IP address and the port number for the server. So that's shown there quite easily. I hope that clarifies for you a few things about the differences between users and client usernames. If you like this, please hit the like button. If you want to know more about when I release additional videos, simply click on the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.